back with this piece that I was working on last time. Or maybe not last time, maybe a long time ago. I don't know about the order of these videos. But yeah, I did a color comp. It might be a little hard to see because of my ring light. Yeah, that's just basically what I want the colors to look like. Hopefully it looks pretty similar to this. I did some blending down here with the markers to figure out which ones I wanted to use. And so we're just going to start with the rainbow bits. And hopefully it turns out okay. Okay, great. I'm a little bit nervous, but honestly I don't really have to be too nervous. Simply because if I mess it up, I can just go ahead and make a new one, honestly. I'm just starting with the eyes because I feel like it's going to make me a little bit less nervous than just going in straight with the hair. I feel like if I start with the hair, I'm going to freak out a little bit. So I'm just going with something simple and easy, like the eyes. Because I'm planning on doing some layering in the eyes. So if I mess it up, it's probably going to be able to be covered pretty okay. It doesn't require me to do any sort of blending at this current stage. I'm just going to start off easy. You know, the coward's way. My lightest yellow Copic marker is dead, and I do not have a refill for it. So we're using one of the Hemi markers today. When I'm going to be doing the blending, I'm going to be using the chisel tip and not this brush tip. I don't have anything against this brush tip per se. I mean, I kind of do because it's not very good. It's a little stiff, and I know for a fact it's going to start to feather. But for a one-off illustration, I'm not super worried about that. I am going to be deviating from my color comp just a little bit, which is probably not good news. As I was saying, probably gonna have to go off of the color comp for a second, just for one small bit, because I feel like the hair, with where the red and the yellow are positioned, I feel like there's not very much red in this. Well, not it's gonna be red, it's gonna be pink, but it was initialized to be red, but I just decided I don't want it to be red anymore. But the red is not in very many spots in the drawing anyway, so I figured I'll just give it a little bit more space in the hair, and I'm hoping it doesn't mess up the whole rest of my color comp, because I did that's the whole thing about doing like a color comp sometimes, though, I feel like, is you sort of kind of get attached to it and you're not okay with like changing it. It's partially why I don't really like doing them, is I don't want to be too attached to any of it, and so I'm gonna do my best to not be too attached to it, not to treat it too like gospel or whatever, because that's not really what it's for. It's just supposed to be like an outline for what I want to do, so that way the one with a plan, because if I don't plan, it turns out like shit. You guys know that. What's a plan? But it's not like a set in stone plan, if that makes sense. This part is going to have some blending, because I'm going to do the hand parts. I plan for it to have two different colors, and I kind of want them to blend into each other, so we're going to have both open. I'm just keeping an eye on the color comp, so that way I can remember where exactly I wanted these to blend into each other. This part should be blended, and we gotta go fast. I don't know if that's good blending, but I'm doing my best. The colors are not like super vibrant currently because these are pretty pastel. I'm planning on shading them a little bit more when I get to that part. But for now, we're just laying some flat colors. I'm hoping it turns out okay. I'm a little bit worried. The green is not going to blend into the yellow, thankfully, just because they are on different spots. I really like this yellow. I think it's pretty vibrant in a way that I like. So that's cool. I forgot to open the red one, or pink, whatever. It's okay. We're still pretty on track. And switch. Okay, so that's where all the slime bits are, essentially. Now all we have to do is the hair, and I'm gonna try not to freak out about it. You guys wish me luck, okay? I might be quiet during this part, just because I'll be pretty focused. Honestly, in the original drawing, it wasn't super blended anyway, so I probably shouldn't be too hard on myself, but I probably will be by accident. So we're doing our best here. I'm gonna look at the color comp pretty closely because I have very specific places I want these colors to go. So I kind of want it to look like her hair is being swooped to the back, I guess, kind of. This is honestly going to be the hard part right here, because this is the part I plan on changing. This is getting a little dry. And I just filled this marker up too. Like, come on, dude, don't treat me that way. Do my best here. I want to make you look cute. Don't you want to be cute? So that's the blending on the hair. Not sure if I like it, being honest, but this is going to be like our quote-unquote ugly stage. So let's go ahead and do the skin and then see how we feel about it, okay? Okay. I didn't do very much planning for the skin, but we're going to do our best here. And at some point, I don't know when, this paper got super dirty and I don't know what happened. Like all this right here, I don't know what that's about. I don't know, maybe I had a sketchbook sitting on it, but I was looking through my old sketchbook and I think maybe I like placed them on top of each other or something when the ink was still wet. I don't know, because the front of sketchbook 50 now has a lot of black spots on it too. And I'm like, what the fuck? I do not remember doing that. So who knows what happened there. Eventually I'm turning this into a sticker, so I'm gonna digitally fix it anyway. Somehow this is dry. I don't know how this happens, because I always try to refill my markers before I start working with them, and yet somehow they're always dry. Let's do the face first, because that's pretty important, if I do say so myself. Okay, that's the skin. It's looking a little yellow, but that's okay, because we're going to put some pink in that shit right now. Hopefully that'll make it look less yellow. I did a little test of it here, and it didn't look that yellow, but that's maybe that's because I had already shaded it with the pink. Technically, the shadow should not go this way, but I'm doing it anyway. The shadow should be going the other way, based on the way I'm going to color the rest of this. But that's fine. I do what I want when I want. This is probably our deepest shadow currently. I mean, I'm planning on blending it out and covering it with a different color, so it shouldn't be super intense. Honestly, guys, I'm trying not to sing. Usually when I'm drawing, I listen to music. Just as a default, my brain's like, start singing, and nobody wants to hear that. Skin's looking pretty pink, but that's okay. I feel like it helps it look less yellow, because I don't want it to be yellow. I want it to be pink, and hopefully this is gonna chill it out a little bit, because it was a little too pink. I know I said I wanted it to be pink and not yellow, but even that is still a little bit much for me. Just so it looks a little bit more like skin, and a little bit less like fucking candy. I don't know. And I'm gonna go over it one more time with the base tone. Even dull it just a little bit more, because I do like an intense sort of skin tone, but like I said, I don't want it to look like candy. This is gonna look strange for a second because her face has shading and like the slime does not have shading yet, so it's gonna look a little weird. Does this look warm to you guys? I think that when I do the lighting on my videos, I'm not sure if things look a little bit cooler than they're supposed to. I mean, these are very cool pinks. And not cool as in like, oh, these are awesome, but like cool as in like cool toned. Like they're a little bit more violet than they are pink, if that makes sense. And so they look a little bit cooler. But since I added like a cooler tone to the skin, it should help it look less yellow. And I think that it does look a little bit, yes, a little bit less yellow, which is what I would like. I don't want it to be super yellow. I don't know, you guys. I feel like it should look very much like candy right now. I might sound like weird. Like, what do you mean candy? I don't know what I mean by candy. Also, you know, it kind of looks cool because it kind of feels like an oil spill, kind of. That's pretty cool. I never drawn anything based off of an oil spill before. Mostly because they kind of just make me sad. I don't really want to draw things that make me sad, usually, unless I'm feeling sad. And I'm not really feeling sad currently, which is good. Okay, I think that's it for the skin. We're gonna start doing the slime, adding detail to the slime. So hopefully this turns out okay. Alrighty, for the shading for the hair and little eyes, I'm not testing them out, I'm just going for it. So it might turn out like shit, but that's okay. We're just going for it here. So it looks like they got some shadow in that eye. That's all I really want. Okay, Okay, so that's that one. Let's do the next one. I don't know what I'm going to do for the mouth, you guys. I don't know how I'm going to shade it. Originally, the mouth was red because I felt like it made sense because mouths are sort of kind of red / pink on the inside. But when I was just doing the color comp, I was like, I feel like that's too much red. And then I fiddled with it a little bit. I was like, let's try green, let's try blue. And the blue one was the best one according to both me and my mom. So I was like, I guess we're going with blue. I just don't know how I'm going to shade it. I feel like maybe I don't have a deep enough blue. I actually don't have very many blue colors. I don't really use blue a lot in my art now that I think about it. I mean, I don't use a lot of colors in my art in general anyway. I don't really color as much as I used to, but I really don't have any blues, I don't think. I like blue as like a color, but I don't think I gravitate towards it much in my art as it is. I think I'm gonna leave it like that because I don't want to push it too much. I'm gonna go really dark with this shadow right here. Like I said, pink and green are probably like my go-to colors for illustration. I know this is a rainbow, but that's because the original piece was a rainbow. But honestly, guys, working with rainbow is really fucking hard. Just as you're trying to figure out where to put the colors so that way they're contrasting enough and they're not like going over each other in a way that's displeasing to the eye. I think I sort of kind of managed to do that here, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna leave the hair for last because it scares me. And I'm gonna go into like the slime at the bottom. I'm gonna kind of try to outline it a little bit so that way it'll be have a little bit more contrast with the skin. It just makes more sense to me that way. Because right now I feel like it's blending in too much to the skin. I'm not going to outline every single piece of it, just so that way it looks a little bit like it's transparent, kinda. Now we have to do the hair. There's no more putting it off. We have to do the hair now, you guys. Well, actually, technically, I have one more little drop to do. This guy right here. Now I really can't put it off anymore. It's my last little droplet. Okay, let's just go for it. Hair is always really hard for me because I really don't think I understand it that much. I don't think I ever have. There's something about hair I found really confusing. And as such, I feel like I could never make it look nice. Alright, that's the purple part. I would just like more shading in this area. I don't know why. I feel like it needs a little bit more right there. See, the issue with the blue is I don't think I have super dark blues, and I'm probably gonna have to find one. Because honestly, truly, at this point, I feel like there's not enough contrast in the blue. It's like, look how light that blue is in comparison to like the purple. I might go over it a little bit with the purple, just to have it a little bit more cohesive. I could add green. I might like do a half and half thing, but I don't know. I'm gonna start with the purple though. That way it'll tie in with the purple a little bit more. I think I'm probably gonna add the purple into the blue. I mean to the green too. I mean, I'm not gonna add it to the yellow because purple and yellow are complementary colors, and so it's gonna make it look really muddy. But I probably am gonna add some red to the yellow. Sometimes I'm like, let's add some purple to the yellow, but that's always a bad idea. If you're trying to make your colors not look like brown, which, you know, purple and yellow do make brown, you should probably not add any fucking purple to your yellows. I always get caught up in what I'm doing, and I do it anyway, and it always looks like shit. Alright, onto the yellow. Ow, I hurt my knee. Sorry about that. Onto the yellow. I don't want to go too far into the spot where it's like transitioning to the red, because I feel like it would make the line look too hard. And I guess I did that with the other ones. But I'm not doing it here. I don't want to. This is gonna be hard, I think, because it goes into being slime from hair, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do for that. I think what I'm gonna do is have it follow this pattern down. This part is gonna be shaded like hair, and then when it gets down here, we'll just transition it to more of like that slime look. And then this part goes into like the hair look, I guess. Let's try to put some pink into that yellow, which is usually what I like to do with blonde hair anyway. Alrighty, that's the coloring done. Let's just add the white highlights now. It has like a lot of slime, so I'm adding honestly like a lot of highlights here. Alright, you guys, we're at the end of this little saga. I'll just go ahead and put up the old one again for reference. You guys can let me know which one you think is better. Hopefully this makes a good Christmas present. Thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. I will go ahead and see you in the next one. Bye!